I'm going to take off our facial bones, and I'm going to take off this frontal bone so we can get a feel for what things look like inside. Now, when I did that, I wound up taking more than I anticipated, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to create a mess here. Let's see. We're going to reattach this guy. Take this off. What did I remove here? What are these green ones? These are the parietal bones. I'm just going to get that out of there. And I'm going to bring this guy back around to where he belongs, which is right there. Okay. So just as a quick frame of reference, again, man, this is a disaster. So glad we're recording this. I often feel that way in lecture. I'm like, really? Why are we recording this again? So how are we feeling with this? Are we okay with how those bones are fitting together? What's the blue one again? Blue one is frontal. The white one is
White one.
that white one.
Oh,
It's a little tiny bit of the ethmoid. Ethmoid, yeah. Here, let me get a pointer in on that. Ethmoid right there.
Okay.
The yellow one,
Sphenoid.
sphenoid, or sphenoid.
Sphenoid.
Either way.
Okay.
Temporal, and in purple, occipital. Good. So these are basicranial bones. On this ethmoid, what we want to be able to identify is the part that's sticking up on the inside, which I've got that stick on now. What's that? That's a crista galli. We also want to, yeah, Brewster's crest. Yes, absolutely. We also want to remember that this thing is hollow, so it has sinuses in it, and we would call those sinuses ethmoid sinuses. They're in the ethmoid bone. Now we can also see something called a cribriform plate from this view, and we can see the perpendicular plate from the opposite view. The cribriform plate is going to run horizontally across on either side of the crista galli. So this is cribriform plate here and here, with the crista galli sticking up in the center. Now let's switch over real fast and let's look at on this one. So right here is my, sticking up is the crista galli, and then on either side of it is the cribriform plate. Good. Now the only other thing we need to know on that ethmoid bone is going to be visible inside the nasal cavity, and it's the perpendicular plate. It runs in the same plane as the crista galli, but the crista galli is up top, and then that perpendicular plate's down in the nasal cavity. So if I was looking for that on this, there's that perpendicular plate. You can see it in the nose. It's part of that ethmoid. All right, move yourselves back a bit. I'm gonna get rid of, no, not you all. I meant like on the model. No, you guys are good. I'm just taking that off. So we can take a look at the yellow one. What's the yellow one? This is our sphenoid, good. And we can see it here. I'm gonna outline that for you, right there, good. I like to start off with this structure, or that one there. What's that? This is a saddle. We call it the sella turcica. And if I go through that, I'd find the sinus inside of this bone. There's a sphenoid sinus in there. So that's our sella turcica. Then I want to go through some holes. So I'm going to put it through this hole first. If you guys can take a look at that. We'll do it on this side over here too. So what hole am I going through there? This is a canal here. It's the optic canal. It's for my optic nerve. So if I look on this side, can you see how it's coming up there?
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, optic nerve. Yep. Now if I go just below that, I wind up with a crack. What's our word for a crack?
Fissure.
A fissure, good. And if I flip this around and look into the orbit, it's the top fissure in the orbit. So this is called the superior orbital fissure. So we can identify that as well. And I think those are the only structures on our sphenoid bone, right? Double check me?
Yep.
Look at that, sphenoid, check. That's not so terrible, huh? So again, the round one up top was called a what? That was called an optic canal, and then the crack was called a superior orbital fissure. Good. And the saddle? Sella turcica, and inside of it is where I'm going to find that body, or that sinus.
We have a minute check.
Cool. Let's actually pause that there, and we'll hit the last two on the next video. Does that sound good?